everyone, it's Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, May 2nd. We're intraday right now, and I wanted to bring you some trade ideas for your watch list. These are names that I'm watching, that I'm paying attention to, that are holding up well, strong technicals, and strong relative strength. So these are names that I am paying attention to for trade setups. As always, the general disclaimers I give with trade idea videos. Check earnings dates, double check your earnings dates, particularly right now because we are in the midst of earnings season. So make sure any of these names that you're interested in, you cross-check those dates. And every setup here that I'm sort of looking at isn't necessarily an actionable setup for today, but they are strong technical candidates, generally in long-term uptrends, strong relative strength, and are names to pay attention to. And again, always factor in the market environment. We did our midweek video yesterday. Dial back to that if you're interested in sort of the market thoughts. Generally speaking, I'm kind of on a hands-off wait-and-see mode right now, but that doesn't mean we can't curate a watch list and pay attention to leaders in the market right now, or names that are at least showing some relative strength to potentially latch onto if this market does start to take off to the upside. So those are the general disclaimers there. I got 8 names we're going to cover. We got 4 names from my watch list, and we have 4 names from Investors Business Daily, our partners over there, on some of the screens and lists that they maintain. So we're going to walk through 8 names. They're all on the long side, and the other sort of disclaimer there is I trade stocks to the long side, and for short exposure, I'm generally only trading the indices and the sector ETFs, so the inverse ETFs. So for me, you know, if the market breaks down, I'm going to be looking at a SPY short or a Q short, or maybe a financials short, which is probably the most vulnerable that I'm seeing out here for sectors on a short side if the market decides to roll over. So that's how I look for my short exposure, and I stick to stocks on the long side. So lots of rambling there. Let's jump into our first name. So GPRK. So here, oil and gas name. Oil and gas has been ripping to the upside as a sector, and GPRK no exception here. We've had this strong move. Take a look at this chart, just an absolute monster, starting from the bottom left all the way up to the top right of my screen over the past couple of years here. And we just have a simple kind of pullback setup here. We had this nice run to highs all the way up north of $15, and you can see now it is just kind of flagging out, pulling back on light volume. So something to pay attention to. Not ready just yet. It's a smaller cap name, so this thing can move, but something that looks interesting, nice relative strength, breakout above 1480 or so, starts to get interesting, particularly if that volume comes back in. So GPRK, that's number 1. Number 2 is ISRG. So here is Intuitive Surgical. Again, zoom out here, just take a look at the monster uptrend that this thing has been in. Starting from the beginning of 2017, it was trading around $200. It's more than doubled since then, and you can see now it's trying to emerge from this recent consolidation here. It's a little bit sloppy, but earnings are out of the way. That's the good thing about this one. I believe this was earnings day right here. So we had this high volume breakout. We've pulled back, filled the gap, and now we're starting to lift higher again above this January pivot and these March highs here. So interesting kind of pullback candidate here. Gap was filled. Earnings are out of the way. Nice relative strength. ISRG, something to pay attention to. Next up on my watch list is Boot. Boot Barn here, B-O-O-T. Smaller cap name. I believe earnings are out of the way here as well, or they report, I think, just next month. Yeah, I believe it is. It's next month. So this one here, we got some time, don't have earnings right in front of us. And if we zoom out here, we've had this nice run up since October of 2017. We've more than doubled in price, in fact, almost tripled. And you can see here, we had this nice push out of this range. We've checked back a little bit to some of these rising moving averages. And now it looks like today it's trying to get going here to the upside. So nice volume coming in so far intraday here. Boot, I like it. It's on my watch list, something I'm in fact watching for today. Next up, GLNG. I think I've talked about this one in the past here, but it continues to act well, continues to kind of base consolidate and break out. It had the big breakout back here on the 19th above recent highs here, the past couple of week highs, and now more recently we've cleared above the January highs. If we zoom out here, you can see nice kind of uptrend ever since late 2017, and it's emerging today from this upper base, this upper range here, here, 8-period exponential moving average kind of guiding this one higher here. So I like it. Shipping and ports, industrials kind of been a little bit weaker on the sectors, but shipping and ports has been a good industry so recently. So GLNG on the move today. I do like the pattern there. So those are from my watch list. The next 4 candidates here, all from Investors Business Daily, again, our partners over there on the IBD 50 list and the leadership list. So hand in hand with GLNG is KEX. So Kirby here, again, another shipping and ports play. This one is a little bit loose right now, but again, tremendous relative strength over recent weeks and months. And again, just kind of hanging out here near highs above a rising 8 and 20 period moving average. So there's kind of a lot to like from the technical standpoint. Probably needs some more time to kind of fill in here. Maybe a little more, another week or so of kind of moving sideways would be a nice, sort of developing price action, but something to pay attention to there in Kirby KEX. Next up is FLT. Now, unfortunately, this is one that has earnings coming up immediately. I think this is this week, but the setup is nice. It's been consolidating, so I wanted to put it on the video here because it's been carving out this multi-month range, and depending on how earnings go, you could still potentially get a play on this if we get a muted reaction or maybe even a down reaction that ends up, having a nice intraday resolve higher, or some type of move that you could catch if we start to break out above this 212 or so. Something to pay attention to. It does have earnings this week, but again, nice relative strength, nice upper base that it's been carving out, looking ready for another continuation kind of pattern here if earnings are a positive report and positive reaction. So that's FLT. Next up is GOOS. So this one here, I think I've talked about this one as well. Canada Goose back to its recent highs here in February. Again, zoom out on this chart, see the long-term uptrend, nice relative strength here, kind of a top of the heap in terms of technical performance versus the market. It's breaking or testing these highs here for really the 3rd or 4th time. We've had a lot of kind of failed attempts north of this 37.50 level. So we'll have to see if we get that strong close. Volume's light so far, but again, interesting candidate. And again, double check those earnings dates. And last but not least, we have Palo Alto here, PANW. This one is, again, nice relative strength leader here. It was beat up quite a bit in 2016 and early 2017, so it's emerged the back half of 2017, and really this year has marched higher. And if you look recently at the action here over the past month or so, it's carved out this nice range in April, and now it's starting to break out of it today as we speak. Volume not so heavy on this breakout, but still technically you got to like this pattern here, something to pay attention to. And again, this one, which is good to know, is earnings is later this month, so we get a few more weeks before this one reports, which gives you some opportunity to play a move into earnings if this fits your strategy, time frame, and style. So that is what I have for today's Trade Ideas video. That's 8 names, 4 from us, 4 from Investors Business Daily. You can go into the description of this YouTube video and find a link to where I found these lists, learn more about what they offer and whether or not they can help you in your trading. So thank you so much for watching. As always, do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like these videos. Every Wednesday is the new routine I'm trying for some trade idea videos. Hopefully these are helpful for your watch list. And with that, thanks so much, and talk to you on Friday for the weekend recap video.